Alabama team can play with anybody in the Southeastern Conference, and that was proven tonight.
In front of a packed house at Coleman Coliseum, the Alabama fans had something to cheer about all night.
Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of the Nate Oats Show. Along with the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, I'm Chris Stewart. Coach, 1-1 on the week. Tough loss to Missouri, but a great victory on the road at South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, the Missouri game, obviously not the start we like, but a lot of positives out of it. I think the way they came back, we were down 20 with 6 minutes to go and cut it to 1 with a minute to go. So in 5 minutes, shaved 19 off it. I think our effort there carried over to the South Carolina game. You know, we still weren't great on offense with 22 turnovers, but I thought the effort that we took from that second half of the Missouri game carried right into the South Carolina game. Out-rebounded one of the best rebounding teams in the country. I told Petty the 3 halves of basketball he's played in the last 3 halves, the second half Missouri, and those 2 at South Carolina, the hardest 3 halves I've seen him play. So we got things headed the right way. Right. I like where we're headed. We got to clean up some turnovers and stuff.
Let's get into the highlights of the matchup with Mizzou as you played there in the first of 2 Columbias on the week. Coach, Keon Ellis continues to show up on the highlight reel.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Keon's been playing great for us. He plays hard, gets his hands on a lot of balls, deflections. You know, he can make shots. He's athletic, gets the rim. Our defensive numbers have been up with him in the game all the time. He's just around the ball. He's making plays. He's playing hard. He's a great kid, too. So really happy with the way he's been playing. You know, he's getting more than more minutes. Was in double figures that game. Was big in that comeback we made at the end of the game.
You get a dozen from him, and then Javon Quinterly. Coach, when he is on, he is electric.
Yeah, I mean, he's really talented. You know, he's shooting it well from 3. Got in the paint. You know, both those guys were instrumental in that comeback. They're both in for the majority of it. And, you know, they both hit double figures for us off the bench. I think Javon's kind of a missing piece. If we can get him really rolling and playing at that level that he played at the end of the Missouri game, we're a pretty good team.
We talk about your seniors a lot, Coach, but the leadership you're getting from that sophomore, Jaden Shackelford, pretty special as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing hard. He's about the right stuff. He's making plays. He's getting better as a playmaker. He's not shooting it as well as, you know, maybe he's in I don't know if you call it a shooting slump or whatever, but over those 5 games when we were struggling, even though he didn't shoot it well, he was still our leading scorer because he's getting to the rim and he's making free throws at a high level, too. He's up over 90%, I think, over the last 5, 6, 7 games. At one point, he was 22 out of 23, I know. So happy with his effort. I think, you know, everybody played. You know, we're the hunted right now, and if we don't bring it like we did at the beginning of Missouri, they're going to come after you, and you're going to be in a hole. And I thought our guys showed a lot of fight coming back from that, but we got to understand where we stand in the league, and we're getting everybody's A game every night out. So that's good, though, because if we want to be playing our best basketball in March, then we got to bring it every night out, and that's the only way you're going to get better like that.
When we come back, Coach, we'll travel to the other Columbia as I referenced. We'll see highlights from the big victory over South Carolina right after this here on the Nate Oats Show. So, Coach, the tough loss on the road to Missouri. Walk us through kind of how the next couple of days went to get your team refocused to go back on the road, back to Columbia, but this time South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it was a Saturday game. We get back, you know, they were off the rest of the day. Saturday, staff meets Sunday morning. We bring them in, we practice. You know, we didn't do a little bit of live stuff. And you know, then we had to kind of flush the Missouri deal, and we showed them video. I mean, and usually we do a full breakdown, all the kind of mistakes. So we picked some themes. This time, all we did was really show them the first 5 minutes of the game. You know, and I just didn't think we came ready to play the first 5 minutes. So we showed them the first 5 minutes. Then we got into the South Carolina scout, had a short practice, then came back Monday. Had, you know, typical day before game practice, went about an hour or 15, hour and a half, and then we had a little study hall. Guys got to get work done. We're not taking our academic coordinator on the road this year because of COVID, and got on the plane, took off, and got ourselves ready to play. So, you know, pretty quick turnaround. You know, when you get back on a Saturday night and have one full day in town, and then you're back out on Monday, it's back-to-back road trips. That's the way it is. It is nice to be able to fly, though. So you're in and out of there pretty quick. We were home in a decent hour after that game. It was an earlier tip,
Sure.
South Carolina.
Well, let's get into the highlights of the matchup with the Gamecocks coach. And again, they would come after you early, but John Petty Jr. helped to make sure that the Gamecocks stayed within sight.
Yeah, he played really hard. I mean, I thought he played really hard at the end of the Missouri game. That tip dunk, he's all over the glass, and he made a real concerted effort to play tough, physical. He had a couple tough physical finishes at the rim. He was all over the offensive boards. I mean, I can't say enough about it. He's our leading scorer, leading rebounder, played really hard. Hit some tough shots, but just if we can continue to get that effort out of him, we're going to win a lot of games, even if we're not playing great on offense, just because, he's one of our senior leaders, and guys are going to follow that effort that he gave that day.
Speaking of effort, James Rojas.
Yeah, he's always been tough as nails, but he's starting to get back healthier again. It's unfortunate he just hasn't been able to catch a break really, but starting to get back to where we saw him back in October, November as one of the best players. The bounce back from the 0-for-3 at Missouri, hit all his free throws, especially late. We needed him without Ronnie. When he got hurt, so he came in. I thought him and Reese both played really well for us inside.
Good to see that JQ is featured on the highlights back-to-back games. That's a good sign.
No, it's great. Double figures again. He's shooting it well, getting to the rim, playing well. We need him to play well. So we need him to continue to get better for us to be as good as we need to be. And I thought he was pretty good. I think he was 3 of 5 from 3 and 2 for 4 the last game. So he's over 50% in these last couple games. So if we can keep him shooting it like he is and get him, coming downhill, getting in the paint, making plays for people, that'd be huge.
Alex Reese came off the bench, but didn't get a lot of time to watch because of the injury to Juwan Gary.
No, and we needed him to play as big as he did, and I was so happy with him. We got that catapult system and measures like player load and all that. He had the highest player load per minute of anybody on the team. So when he was in, he was playing hard. Happy to see him hit the 3. He had a couple dunks. We need him to play that hard every night out. And he felt bad about his Missouri performance like the rest of the team, and he told me after, he's never having one like that again. And I thought he had, great practices even after. He's what we need him to be as a senior, and I was really happy to see us get a win and him to play as hard as he did that game.
See the numbers again, multiple players in double-figure scoring. Coaches, you look at the end of the game, I think you wound up with 4 in that contest, helping lead the way to an 81-78 victory.
Yeah, even Shaq, who didn't shoot it great, ended up in double figures. So, we're getting good contributions. We need to get Herb healthy. We need to keep the guys that are playing well, and just get everybody on the same page playing well. So,
always fun to win, as we'll see, going all access on the Tide's victory over the Gamecocks.
Ain't no excuse. Take over tonight.
Yes, Alabama, the 11th ranked team in America, is playing on the road at Columbia, South Carolina.
It's not our fault they're the people in front of us. That's not our fault. But they got to be next.
All along on the baseline out of bounds. Alex Reese with the jam.
Oh, follow jam by Petty.
Oh, yeah, it's a flush by John Petty. That was no tip.
Your alertness and your effort got us 3 points.
3 ball goals from Josh Primo.
Literally, 3 ball for the answer. Bottom. JQ hits another one. Extra pass. Keon Ellis in the corner. He knocks it home.
Corner 3, good.
Keon Ellis drives the other way and throws it home for 2. Petty, step back, 3, bottom. What a shot by John Petty.
Petty trying to get deep. Get to him. Yeah, to roll over the rim and go. Petty with pull. Got it.
Petty with it now. Whips a pass to Shaq. Around to JQ. Bottom. They don't ask you how. They ask you how many.
And they fouled Rojas in the baseline.
Rojas' second try. Bottom. The clock hits 0, and Bama fans, you can breathe. The Tide wins it in Columbia.
Now, let me say this, okay? And the leadership in this room right now won us that game. The culture of this team, you guys, what you built, won the game. I got together, we went together.
We win. What we wanted, for you wanting.
It's all good. I ain't finished this out. My boys got me, though. My boys got me.
I just shook your hand, fool.
I guess
Wow.
Wani, when he gets the camera on him, must forget that he just shook his hand. It was nice of Herb to remind him that he just shook it. So
He reminded him he's a freshman is what he did, didn't he?
Wani's got to remember, when the camera gets on him, he's got to keep his mind, I guess. It's good of Herb to remind him.
So good. We know you don't keep social media on your phone, so we keep you updated here on the show each week. And let's see what the Twitterverse is saying. Oh, look at Robert
I
Horry.
saw that. Somebody showed me that. That was
Yeah.
big time. I referenced that today. Robert's pictures on the wall in the practice gym. I gave him a Tom Brady quote, and I said, Tom Brady got to the 7 championship club like our guy Robert Horry on the wall here.
Finally matched Big Shot Bob, who factored heavily in all those. Big Shot Petty also being recognized there, and Bama hanging on to pick up the win. Look, it's nice for the athletic department and for basketball media relations to be able to send out those good messages each game.
It is nice. It's good we're playing well. I mean, football ran the table. We didn't quite run the table, but we're sitting decent spot at the top of the league.
Always great to see my favorite Chris Farley character from SNL show up, our rowing coach, tweeting that out.
He's a big basketball fan, I think.
He is.
Yeah, Glenn's got a lot of tweets about us. It's good to see the other coaches file. I get some texts from him, and I talked to Christy yesterday. Hopefully they have a great game tonight.
Looking forward to that. Let's see.
Former
Sarah
coaches
Patterson,
too.
That's right.
Sarah's the best. I love Sarah. I think she tweets after every game, doesn't she?
She does. Every game, every sport, practically.
Yeah, I love Sarah. She's been great since we got here.
Cole Kubelik, SEC Network, ESPN, thought of as a football guy, but hey, he talks radio in Birmingham every day and talks about what your team has done. And again, the three-point line is definitely your friend.
What's the one we lost, We just got to make sure we get enough up so we can make 10, I guess.
Yeah.
Somebody was texting me when we get 30 attempts up, we were undefeated at one point. I don't know if that's still true or not, but we'll have to check into that.
John Rothstein talking about JQ.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing well for us, Shooting over 50% from 3 the last couple games. He made huge shots. I think he was playing great back in Tennessee game, and then he missed the 3 games, and now he's back. So it's good to get him back going again. We need him to play well. I'm happy for him too. I mean, he's a good kid. Means well. He wants the team to do well. Even when he wasn't playing great, he was really happy for the team. So we're really happy with the way he's been playing here.
I'm a big man that can shoot, I can stretch the floor, I can run the floor, I dribble good. I think I can just bring everything to the table. I play hard. They're just all for you. They push you to go your hardest. It's just a family here and they treat you like one of theirs. Well, I want to play in March Madness this year. Obviously, I want to win the SEC tournament. I just want to get a chance to get my name out there and play team ball and everybody get a chance. So. I'm here to win. I'm ready to play. Let's go out and get some dubs.
Coach, 16-5, 11-1 overall speaks for itself, but to do that with so many guys beat up, banged up over the course of this season thus far, I think takes it to another level. James Rojas, when he's healthy, able to contribute a major, major part of your squad.
Yeah, it was huge in the South Carolina game, and he was one of our better players. I mean, I kind of pulled the team and the staff back before we played a game. If you had to play a game, who'd you have in the last 4 minutes if it was tied? And he was on everybody's list. So then he just hasn't been able to catch a break with injuries, illness, all that. But, I mean, he's tough, hard-nosed. All he cares about is winning. Even when he wasn't playing well, he was cheering the team on. He's starting to get back to where I think he was back in October, November. So really happy with the way he played at South Carolina. And I mean, you see he's just playing, he battles, he hits guys. He's a little undersized maybe at the 5, but tough at the 4. But, he can make shots. His wrist has been hurting a while. Now he's starting to make shots again. And he's a winner. Like we've known him since his freshman year in high school up in Buffalo, and I'm happy he's down here with us.
Done a great job, as has the rest of your team, and as you have done playing our games each week.
What do we got this week?
It's called the association game, Coach. It's almost like we're putting you on the therapist couch.
We did this last year, I think.
Well, we'll see when we come back here on the Nate Oats Show. It's America's favorite game show. It's whatever Aaron Hepp comes up with each week for Nate Oats. You ready?
Let's go. Is there a winner and a loser this game? Or no?
Coach, you're always winning.
Oh, my. This was I just worked out literally right before I came here for this.
Yeah.
And I had to take over the DJing in the weight room during my workout. He's good. I think he can go all genres. He kind of reads the room pretty well. The team's in there. It's a certain genre. I'm in there. It goes a little bit different, but I took over today, though. His skills are good, though. I'll give him an 8 or 9.
Strength and conditioning coach also spinning the hits for you. Who are your coaching mentors?
That's a good question. I didn't really. I was a high school coach. I've been a head coach. Obviously Bobby Hurley. Bobby Hurley hired me. I worked 2 years under him. But before that, it's been a long time. I was 11 years my own head coach. I'll say this: the guys in the game that have kind of taken me under the wing a little bit, like McDermott at Creighton's been great to me. I had a couple guys go play at Iowa State. He stepped in there when my wife had the cancer. His wife had gone through it. And then Izzo's always been really good to me. I've never worked under either of those guys, but I worked camp for Izzo. And I go up there all the time, and he's been great the whole time. So I guess that would be an answer.
A couple of pretty good ones right there, Coach. Your favorite basketball player when you were a kid? I'm going to feel so old when you answer
this. I
this.
had a few, but I like Magic a lot. Like I was that was the Magic Larry kind of era. I was
Larry.
Way more of a Lakers fan. I appreciated Larry though. I like Larry, but I was a Lakers fan.
Well, typical Lakers Celtics. Now that it's over, we can appreciate the other side a whole lot better. When we're going through it, you were on one side or the other, and it was war. Yeah. Wouldn't give credit for any. Favorite shoe? I'm going to guess Converse purple and gold.
I got the Jordan. I played my freshman year in high school in the Jordan 3s, so the Jordan 3s.
Gotcha.
I got a few pairs.
I'm not surprised by that fact at all. Favorite math lesson you taught?
Well, I'm more of a stats guy. I don't know. You know what? Actually, I did a little geometry lesson with the staff. Let's go with Pythagorean theorem. That's how we go with, or what?
It makes my head hurt. I quit.
That's an easy one.
I quit caring about math after they started putting letters in there with it. Favorite NCAA tournament moment?
Arizona game when Jeremy Harris hit the 3 and he winds it up like this, and we're blowing them out. It's the middle of the second half, and that's about when. Yeah, Jeremy killed DeAndre. DeAndre was the number 1 pick in the draft, and Jeremy Harris torched him. I got good memories on that game.
I remember DeAndre, and we had him the front of the year, and it wasn't as much fun. Favorite pregame meal?
Shoot, they got a lot of good meals. I go with the steak. They were good. Shoot, what we just had in South Carolina was good. The hotel we stayed at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in it. So I think they had the same chefs cooking the steak. It tastes pretty good.
Man, I miss traveling
Amanda's
with
our best. So come on.
I miss traveling with you.
Let's go.
COVID, get out of here. All right, this segment is out too, but another good job on the game, Coach, and we will be back to wrap things up right after this. A look at the beautiful sports science facility from the outside, anyway, of the Mal Moore Athletic Facility. Good grief, Coach. Facilities, I know there's been a change. Yeah, the clouds outside, but always beautiful inside that building. And again, that's among the facilities you have to recruit to at the University of Alabama.
That Sports Science Center is big time. They got the underwater treadmill, float tanks. They got all the high-end stuff. So we definitely use that in recruiting. But the facilities are great. I mean, our facilities, practice facilities, weight room, all that. So they take good care of our kids here.
Another good facility, Coleman Coliseum. That's where your team will be in action against Georgia on Saturday.
Yeah, big game. I mean, Georgia likes to get up and down. Similar to South Carolina, fast transition team, offensive rebounding team, really good point guard and Wheeler, pretty good shooting to go around. They had won, before they lost their last one, they had won 6 out of 7 before and were on a 3-game winning streak. So they're playing good basketball. And we're a little banged up. We're going to have to play to get that win. It's going to be a tough game.
And scheduled to play Texas A&M on the road. I say scheduled because they have canceled their game or postponed it for this weekend due to COVID. So that was somewhat up in the air right now.
Yeah, I guess. We're planning on playing it. We haven't had a game canceled yet. So they're shooting. We lost them last year. I mean, we got to come in and play a lot better. They're tough. Change the defenses up, grind it up, slow it way down on you. So that'll be one, who can impose their will on the other. Can we get it going at our pace, or are they going to make it in the 50s kind of game like they did last year on us. So 2 tough games coming up that, we got to win regardless who's on the floor. Like, guys got to step up. If you haven't played much, we may need you to step up and play a lot more minutes, and we got to figure out a way to get a win.
Good luck this weekend, as always. Appreciate your time here on the Nate Oats Show, brought to you by Tri-Green Equipment. We'll see you next time, everybody, and roll tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.